Welcome to the Dan Casper Show podcast, your chance to catch the full show anytime, anywhere. If you missed it live on the radio, no worries. We've got you covered with all the sports talk, opinions, interviews, and conversations from the show. From the Packers to the Brewers to the biggest stories in sports and around Wisconsin, it's all right here. This is the Dan Casper Show podcast. What's up, everybody? Good morning and a very happy Tuesday to you all. DK Show coming to you from the TDS Sports Talk Studios this morning. Appreciate you tuning in. If it's on those radio dials, 105.1 FM, 790 AM. Also available to stream up online at sportstalk1051.com, WAYYradio.com. Got your smart devices, smart speakers like your Alexa, the app, download it, take it on the go, and video stream up and rolling early this morning on Main Cave TV on YouTube. So you could join in on the Section 105 chat room over there. That Shoe Doctor's bullpen line is also up and rolling, 715-830-1912. What do we have on our game plan for this morning? Well, we're going to talk a little Brewers as the Brew Crew falling in Game 1 of their series against the Cardinals last night, a 6-3 loss. Brewers tried to chip away at it in the ninth by adding a couple of runs, but not enough thanks to that fourth inning. 3 runs by the Cardinals and Chad Patrick. Not the greatest of outings for Patrick. He only went 3 1/3, giving up 7 hits, 4 earned runs. Again, walks, little an issue with Chad Patrick. But looking at the good news, I guess, is Jackson Chourio and Andrew Vaughn back in the lineup. And, well, Jackson Chourio, dude, looked like he's fresh and he's ready. He looked like just one game, but, it was perfect. That's the best way to describe it because he was 4 for 4 from the plate, and then he had a walk. So in five appearances, he gets a walk and then 4 for 4. So, double right away to begin the game and such. So Jackson Chourio definitely looked the part offensively. It's just the Brewers not able to manufacture a ton of runs after that. 7 of the 11 hits last night came from Chourio and Bryce Terang, your 2-3 hitters. After that, it was sprinkled a little across Contreras with 1, Bowers with 1, Frelick, Luis Rengifo. But they'll try again tonight. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Again, it'll be another 6:45 game here, but the Brewers going to be throwing out for tonight's matchup. It's going to be Brandon Sproat looking for his first win on the season. So we'll recap last night's game and look ahead to Game 2 of this series and maybe throw a little Jackson Chourio chat in here too. Dude looked the part last night. Man, he looked good. I know it's just one game, but for crying out loud, it was his first game this season. It's all we have to look at, right? So it'd be nice if he could play like that the whole year. Not saying he's going to be perfect from the plate, but you know what I mean. So also on the dockets here this morning, we're going to talk a little Grit of Gold. First impressions, peeps. First impressions of Jonathan Gannon from his presser yesterday. Any thoughts, any feedback? If you watched it, listened to it, read some of the quotes, any feedback? Cam Acord, also special teams coordinator. First impressions, first time we have heard from him. So we'll go through some of the comments, some of the quotes, and give me some of your impressions of both Jonathan Gannon and Cam, the new special teams coordinator for the Packers. But that's not the only thing that's Packers related. Yesterday, the Packers making it official too. They've got a brand new backup quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. Packers bringing him aboard and signing him. In a corresponding move, the Packers have released Desmond Ridder. So the Packers electing to go the veteran route to back up Jordan Love. And outside of Malik, I can't remember, outside of like Doug Peterson and Jim McMahon, all right, when was the last time that the green and gold, that the Packers signed or brought in a veteran quarterback with double-digit years of experience to be their primary backup. Do we have to go to the Doug Peterson era? Is that like I know they brought in Vince Young for a hot minute, but that was just, preseason. Even when they brought in Malik Willis, he was still on a rookie deal. Tim Couch, they tried to kick tires on in one preseason. I don't know if I can remember another time where they brought in a veteran quarterback. And when I say veteran, we're talking about, he's 36 years old. Okay, he'll be 37 before the season starts. Seneca Wallace, maybe, for a hot minute. Remember Seneca Wallace, that 2013? That was right before the season began. So it's been a little bit. But I like the move. I don't know what the rest of you think. I like the move, but I also think it, the last couple of years, seeing Jordan Love get banged up and get hurt, I think it really showed the importance to this team about having an established veteran quarterback, a backup quarterback, and maybe a quarterback that you kind of trust a little bit more too. Because, how long did we go throughout the years? And yes, Matt Flynn was on there too, but, I'm talking like 10 plus years of experience. It sometimes that, when they brought back Matt Flynn, it was kind of like they were forced to because Seneca got hurt, and then, Scott Tolzien really wasn't getting it fully done and such. So, but man, it's I think this is kind of rare-ish, and I feel like this is something that's Packers fans have wanted for a long time, is to bring in an established veteran quarterback. But nonetheless, going back to what I was trying to say is, I think the last couple of years it proved to this team, and it proved that you need an established backup quarterback in case your starter goes down. You want a guy that you're going to be comfortable with, that they can go in there and win a ball game for you, that they can go out there and, you can have confidence with them and the playbook and such. And Tyrod does bring a little bit of an element of the rushing and such. He is up there in age and that, but the scrambling ability. So he may be kind of is it fair to say, an older version of a Malik Willis? Now, not as dynamic of a runner as Malik Willis and such, but I like it. What are your thoughts, Packers fans? So we'll talk some green and gold here this morning. Also on the docket, it is a Grind My Gears Tuesday. So what's grinding your gears? Brought to you by Toyson Ford. Get it off your chest. Remember, it's a Feel Good Tuesday, or Feel Better Tuesday, because not only is it Grind My Gears Tuesday, but we're also, what's your confession? What's your sports confessions? Okay? Let us know. Get it off your chest. Feel better about yourself on this Tuesday morning. So, also, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. Fill in the blank. I'm not saying blank, but I'm just saying blank. Best ones we'll read up on the air. So send those on over too. We'll catch up with RJ Cardinal in a couple hours. We'll catch up on the latest and greatest in Badgerland. So we'll talk some Badgers with RJ as well coming up here again in just a couple of hours. So, and that's pretty much your game plan for us this morning. We're gonna dabble into hoops wise. Anthony Edwards, if you're a Timberwolves fan, I know we've got quite a few of them just because of the area we're in here too. Anthony Edwards surprising a lot of people and making his return. Did come off the bench last night, but T-Wolves taking game one against the Spurs. So T-Wolves fans got to be feeling pretty pumped up, stealing home court advantage from the Spurs last night too. So you got the Wild that are going to be back in action tonight, so looking to even up this series in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, yeah, good to be a T-Wolves fan. And if you're a Wilds fan, your team is still in it too. But all right, let's get things going here this morning. Coming up on the leadoff, we'll talk a little Brew Crew. Last night's game, Jackson Chourio returns, Andrew Vaughn returns, but it was Jackson Chourio that really was impressive last night. But biggest thing is that the Brewers did fall. They dropped game one against the Cardinals. Can they bounce back and get a game two victory tonight? We'll recap last night and look ahead to Game 2 coming up after these quick words. Looking for a great spot to unwind in Eau Claire? Well, then you need to check out the VFW Post 305 and take in the view from their gorgeous back patio. It's one of the best in town. And whether you're meeting some friends or enjoying a cold beverage or just soaking up summer evening, this is the place to be. With live bands, fun events, and something happening all the time, there's always a reason to stop on by. The VFW Post 305, located 1300 Star Avenue in Eau Claire. Don't forget about their Mother's Day brunch coming up here, too. So if you are looking for somewhere to take mom out for Mother's Day, or the wife, or whoever it may be, go over to our good friends at the VFW Post 305. The food there is absolutely amazing. And then with it being Cinco de Mayo today, well, they've got, of course, a celebration going on, too. So you can check out their Facebook page, VFW Club at 305, for all the details for Cinco de Mayo today. So, man, there's a lot of stuff going on. You got the burger contest coming up on Thursday, too. So there's always something going on there. Man alive. We've got C-Bomb, of course, C-Bomb chiming in right away when it comes to a little green and gold chat. By the way, good morning to Joe and Barb on our Section 105 video chats. Appreciate you guys chiming in already. But C-Bob says it is an extremely smart move to pick up Taylor. I can't believe he's 37 years old. Feels like he should be 28. Backup quarterback has always been an important position, but it wasn't until the Eagles won with Nick Foles when I really began to believe that it is a must-have position. The Eagles team would never have won a Super Bowl if they had some clipboard warrior as a backup. Well, I mean, not only that, C-Bomb, and I know it's a little bit different, but think about it over the years, too. Some of the backup quarterbacks that have, led teams technically were backup quarterbacks. Kurt Warner with the Rams. If Trent Green doesn't get hurt and Kurt Warner gets a shot, heck, even Tom Brady was a backup, or even Favre. I know that's kind of really getting in the weeds, but yeah, Nick Foles. I mean, that year, the Nick Foles year, the Philadelphia Eagles is, I know where you're getting at here, Steve, because, Carson Wentz, there was a really good chance he was going to be the MVP that year. Tears his ACL, and towards the end of the season, middle season, whatever it was. And then you throw in your backup quarterback, Nick Foles, and then you go and win a Super Bowl against the New England Patriots. So, yeah, how long has it felt like for Packers fans have we kind of clamored for a, quote, established or veteran backup quarterback? I feel like it's been a lot, and I think Malik Willis kind of opened the eyes for a lot of us as Packers fans too, to be like, man, it's kind of nice to have that backup quarterback. It's a little bit different, a little bit different style of play and such, but to be able to go in there with a confidence that, because I don't think this is a knock on Jordan Love, but when Jordan Love got hurt or missed time, were we confident with Malik Willis? Heck yeah, I think we were. Absolutely. And we'll see if Tyrod Taylor can. Well, first of all, I think let's be real here too. We don't want to see Tyrod Taylor probably in the regular season, right? I think that's the first thing. We don't want to see Tyrod Taylor, because if that means we see let me rephrase that. We don't want to see Tyrod Taylor unless it's garbage time and doing victory formations. That's the only time I want to see Tyrod Taylor, is victory formations. But I like the move. And does it make them a Super Bowl contender? Is it that type of move? No. And I don't want to come off, saying, oh, this is going to carry them to the Super Bowl. It's a great insurance move. It's a great, insurance policy just to be able to have a veteran like that to come in. And I think that was such a downfall for the longest time in Green Bay, specifically with Aaron Rodgers. I felt like they kind of took that spot for granted. we're just going to have Graham Harrell be the guy, or we're going to have Tim Boyle be the guy. Just kind of or go all season in 2013 preseason, then bring in Seneca Wallace right before the season begins. And I know it worked with Malik Willis and such, but still, it felt like a lot of times they took that for granted and didn't really, prioritize it. And I'm glad Green Bay in the last couple of years now has changed that a little bit, has changed that mindset. Like, okay, we know it's important. We know it's kind of crucial to our team. It's just to have that insurance option. Don't want to see it. It's exactly like insurance, probably, right? You don't want to have to use it at times, but it's nice to know that you have it in case you need to use it. But we'll talk some more green and golds and such, and I want to get your. If you didn't see any of the quotes, Adam Stenavich also talked yesterday too, so it's kind of coordinator day for the green and gold. But from what you heard or read, what's your first impressions from Jonathan Gannon and Cam, special teams coordinator Cam? So we'll get to some green and gold here, or more green and gold chat coming up here in just a little bit. But I do want to talk a little Brewers here to open up things. Last night they did fall to the Cardinals, a 6-3 game. Chad Patrick only going 3 1/3 in his performance last night. So Brewers dug themselves a little bit of an early hole here. Cardinals putting up 1 in the bottom of the second, then those 3 runs in the fourth that kind of really put it out. Really kind of, I don't want to say full on put it out of reach, but it was tough for the Brewers to kind of overcome last night. They tried to make it a little bit close there to ninth, but 11 total hits for the Brewers, just not able to get transition those or turn those into a bunch of runs for the team. But Jackson Chourio last night, I mean, dude looked like he didn't look like a guy that made his season debut last night. A perfect from the plate. 4 for 4. Also a walk. Run scored. Between him and Turang, of the 11 hits, 7 of them came from Chourio and Bryce Turang. Chourio batting in that 2 spot, Turang in the 3 spot. I mean, Jackson looked confident. He looked, I think that's probably the best word to describe it. He looked confident. He looked comfortable. He looked awesome at the plate last night. And the amount, or the way the ball was coming off of his bat, these are some of the numbers. This was according to Adam McCulvey last night. His first hit, that double, 108 miles per hour off the bat. 103 miles per hour single. 106 mile per hour single. Then a walk, then 109 miles per hour double. That ball was coming off. I mean, dude was, I hope that's a sign of really good things to come from Jackson Chourio from the offensive side this year, because, yeah, he was awesome last night. And, we'll see him again tonight as it's game 2 with this series against the Cardinals. And we've got Brandon Sproat on the mound for the Brew Crew. Now, Sproat's coming off of a loss against the Diamondbacks back on the 29th, where he went 4 1/3. He gave up 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and a couple of walks. So looking for a little bit of a bounce-back game here. And obviously when you look at the matchups here, from the offensive side of things, no experience with this Cardinals lineup going up against Brandon Sproat. Now, on the other hand, they've got Andre going for the Cardinals, who's 3-2 so far this year with a 3.73 ERA. He's coming off of a win against Pittsburgh, where he went 6 innings, 5 hits, just 1 earned run, and struck out 6. Brewers batters have a little bit of experience going up against him. Contreras, And Terang by far the most. Terang in 13 career at-bats is hitting .385 against the righty with an .847 OPS. Contreras in 12 career at-bats does have a homer, .250, .891 OPS. Jackson Chourio in 5 career at-bats has 3 RBIs. He's hitting .600 against him, 1.727 OPS. Garrett Mitchell in 5 career at-bats hitting .400 with a .900 OPS. So, yeah, you got a little bit of experience. My guy, Sal Frelick's got 3 RBIs and 9 at-bats, but just 111 and a .495 OPS against him. So, yeah, you got a few guys with a couple games or a few games worth of experiences going up against him. So, I think it's going to be, can the offense give some support to Sproat? And can Sproat, the biggest thing for me, can he limit some of those mistakes, whether it's walks, issuing those free passes? I mean, you kind of look at his numbers here, and they're not like awful by any means, but a couple walks he's averaging in each outing and such. You just like to see him limit some of the mistakes. And opponent's batting average, it's gotten better. But right now, so far in all of his games, in 6 games of appearances, opponent's batting average are .262 against him. And he has given up at least 4 hits per game, which may not sound like a lot, but again, this is a guy that's only gone 3 innings, 3 2/3, 3 2/3. That game against Toronto, easily his best performance, 6 2/3, and then 5 1/3 and 4 1/3. So pitch counts are kind of up there too. So be interesting to see, and I know with the injuries to Brandon Woodruff, it's kind of a moot point here in that, but where's that line for a guy like Brandon Sproat when you got a Logan Henderson now, who is now on the Major League club, but is he going to stay there when everybody gets healthy? Is Brandon Sproat a guy that's maybe, the odd man out where he gets sent down? You look at Chad Patrick here a little bit too, not to overreact from last night's game, but when everybody's healthy, I think they're going to make some tough decisions, because I think I want Logan Henderson to stay with the ball club. I want him. I think he deserves to be on there. If we talk about, just to throw a little Packers comparison in here, when Matt LaFleur says the 5 best will play, well, who are the 5 best starting pitchers in this rotation that we've seen thus far for the Brewers? I think Logan Henderson is a part of that 5. So I think, a guy like Brandon Sproat might be sort of pitching for his spot in the rotation here. He's got good stuff, and I'm not ready to give up on him. Nowhere near that, and I don't want to come off, kind of saying that. It's just right now, I think Logan Henderson's a better option. All right, we got to take a quick break. Plenty more to get to here, though. If you want to chime in on some Brewers or some green and gold, feel free to do so. We'll be right back after these quick words. Sunshine road trips and summer adventures are calling. Is your vehicle ready? At AJM Automotive in Eau Claire, they'll make sure that you hit the road with confidence, from AC checks and oil changes to brakes and full inspections. AJM Automotive has you covered before the heat kicks in. With 2 convenient Eau Claire locations, expert service is always just around the corner. So don't let car trouble slow down your summer plans. Schedule your appointment today by visiting ajmautomotiveservices.com. AJM Automotive, keeping you cool, safe, and road trip ready all summer long. Hey, maybe you're getting set to do a little road trip to watch some Blue Gold softball with the Wyatt Conference tournament and such. Make sure you get your vehicle in at AJM Automotive for that quick oil change. Just a nice little look-see over, too, so to make sure that your vehicle is prepared to hit the road. So, again, Brewers back at it tonight, 6:45 first pitch here for the Brew Crew. Just with Brewers now 4.5 back, with the Cubbies beating the Reds last night. The Cardinals now in second place in the NL Central. And that's kind of where my confession is at this point. One of my sports confessions on this Tuesday confessional is, forgive me, sports baseball gods and that, I didn't think the Cardinals were going to do anything this year. Now, I know it's a long season and there's a lot of baseball left to be played here. But the Cardinals right now, 21-14, they are 7-1 against teams who are 500 or better. All right, so it's not like it's just been a cakewalk of an early schedule here for the Cardinals. But forgive me, I should never, ever, I don't care what the roster looks like. I don't care about any of that. I should never, ever, ever take the Cardinals for granted. There's too much history there of just kind of overlooking them and not giving them any, type of credit or whatever we want to say. But it's just like, gosh darn it, the Cardinals again. Now, it could be completely different when we get to the 4th of July or after the All-Star break, whatever benchmark that you want to use here. And it very well could happen. But as of right now, of these games, of these 35 games that we have to look at here for the Cardinals, I must confess, they are doing a lot better than I thought they were going to do. I didn't give them any sort of credit. I didn't give them any sort of praise or anything like this. Did not expect it. I overlooked them a little bit, at least in the early goings here. So that's kind of where I'm at. And we are approaching, just from a Brewer standpoint, just to give you a little bit, kind of a little bit of a heads up here. We are approaching already the conclusion of the first quarter of the season. So Brewers-wise, we're about 21% of the way through the season already. So we are closing in on that first quarter of the season. We'll probably, we're going to get to it. It looks like next week if we do the proper math in that. So start to think about when we get to these points in a season. We do this a lot, right? First quarter grades, first quarter assessments, progress reports, report cards, whatever you want to call it. So that's going to be something I kind of want to dive into coming up next week here. For the Brewers, but we're approaching that, and I'll kind of throw it out there again. We did it at the beginning of the season, like the first week of the season. But when do you stop saying for Major League Baseball? When do you stop saying it's early? Is it Memorial Day weekend? Is it Father's Day weekend? I'm just trying to think of some benchmarks here. Is it Mother's Day weekend? Is it 4th of July? At what point do you kind of stop to say it's early? When you talk about the baseball season, when you look at standings and records and performance from players, what's kind of that benchmark, or what's that point that you kind of stop saying it's early yet? I think everybody's got a different date in mind. And honestly, for me, I probably go around Memorial Day weekend. Now, it's still Memorial Day weekend, still kind of early. That's going to sound weird. Still kind of early in that point. But I mean, I feel like if you get to the first quarter of the season, or you're into the second quarter of the season, I feel like you kind of know a trend. You kind of know some of the makeup of your team. It's not to say you can't improve, right? I mean, it's like, okay, 4 quarters in an academic year, let's say. First quarter, your grades are, yuck, you need improvement. You need to get better. You got to get better in this area. You got to get better. And you can. And that's not to say after the first quarter, if we stop saying it's, early and such, you could get better. You can go on these runs. You can have that great quarter where you make the honor roll or whatever. But at what point do you kind of stop to say, all right, I can't. It's like saying Happy New Year after 2 weeks of the new year. You just okay, stop saying that. Baseball's a little bit different because of the 162 game schedule. Football, NFL wise, we could probably say after the first few weeks of the season, because there's not a lot of games. There's not a lot of a lot of weeks to play around with. You can't. Every week really matters in the NFL because of just those 17 games. It's definitely different though when with baseball. Some of the moves yesterday regarding the Brewers to call up Jackson Chourio and Andrew Vaughn was, well, I mean, no probably big surprises with a lot of these moves. But Blake Perkins optioned to Nashville. Greg Jones designated for assignments. The one move that we kind of were wondering, is it going to happen? It was Cooper Pratt. Was Cooper Pratt going to be called up? Well, according to Adam McCulvey last night, we found out the reason why he was scratched for Sunday's game in Nashville. It was because he had a sore foot. So there was a little bit of an injury element to it. It's not expected to sideline him long. But yeah, I was one of them too. Like, hey, are we going to see Cooper Pratt suit up at the major league level and maybe try to give a little boost to the left side of that infield? Nope, not going to be the case. So we are going to, at least as of right now, continue to roll with David Hamilton, Joey Ortiz, and Luis Rengifo over at third and short. Yep, I was disappointed too to see that. So still going to come, right? I mean, do you think it's going to happen by June 1st? Are we going to get Cooper Pratt up by June 1st? Are we going to get Joe Williams up by June 1st? Are we going to get any of these guys up that can help the left side of the infield? At any point are we going to get? I mean, I know we're putting a lot on the shoulders of those guys, but man, I mean, I think you look at Joey Ortiz here. You look at, okay, his last couple of years, third base, his first season playing third base offensively. I would take that offensive production from Joey Ortiz in a heartbeat right now. And last year, going over to short, nobody's questioning the defense, but the offense was a lot left to be desired. But you kept him in the lineup because of the defense. You look at this year now, too. Now he's like not even a for sure thing to be in the starting lineup just because of his defense. I mean, he is on some incredibly thin ice. They're trying anything to try to get something from that position. Joey Ortiz has 7. Let's just kind of look at some of the games. He didn't even play last night. Just a couple of at-bats on the third against Washington. Didn't play on the fourth. That doesn't kind of tell you where he's at on the pecking order and the confidence scale with Pat Murphy right now. I don't know what to tell you. His time is running up or running out. There's no question. You just look at the amount of games, the amount of at-bats that he's having, and the times that he's in the starting lineup. Time's running out. I really feel like time's running. He's got 28 games that he's appeared in. David Hamilton has appeared in 29 games. David Hamilton has 13 more at-bats than him. For crying out loud, Brandon Lockridge has 10 more at-bats than Joey Ortiz. No. It's disappointing. It's frustrating. And I don't know how much longer you can go with this. All right, let's take our final break in the first quarter. We'll be back to wrap up the first quarter after these quick words. Summer is right around the corner, and that means it is time to freshen up your home from the ground up with Carpet City Flooring Center. Whether you're hosting some backyard get-togethers or opening the doors to family and friends or just getting ready for a seasonal refresh, new flooring can completely transform your space. From soft, comfortable carpet to durable luxury vinyl planks, Carpet City Flooring Center in Eau Claire has everything you need to bring your vision to life. And it's not just about the looks; it's about the quality that you could count on and the expert guidance that you're given every single step of the way. Their team is ready to help you find the perfect fit for your style, your needs, and your budget. So before summer officially kicks off, make sure that your home is ready to shine. Stop on in to Carpet City Flooring Center today and take the first step towards a space that you will love all season long. We'll switch gears and talk a little football coming up in the next hour here. But if you haven't had a chance to chime in yet, thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, thumbs down. Tyrod Taylor, your new backup quarterback in Green Bay. Spit it out, damn. So your thoughts on that? We're going to hear from Jonathan Gannon. First time talking to the media as Packers defensive coordinator. Also hear from new special teams coordinator Cam Achord too. So we'll if you had a chance to listen or maybe kind of read some of their comments and quotes and that, what were some of your first impressions? What were some of your first impressions? Let me know. All right? Let me know. So we'll get to that coming up in the next hour. Don't forget, it is also a Toys in Florida Grind My Gears Tuesday. So what in the world is grinding your gears, peeps? Get it off your chest. It is about a feel-good Tuesday because it is also a sports confession Tuesday. So what are you confessing? I'm confessing as of right now, as we approach the first quarter of the season, I confess I overlooked the Cardinals. I didn't give them any credit. I thought they were going to stink this year, and so far, they've been really impressive. So, got to tip my cap. As painful as that is. All right. So, also, it is I'm not saying, but I'm just saying Tuesday. Best ones I'll read up on the air. Fill in the blanks. I'm not saying blank, but I'm just saying blank. All right. So, speaking of tipping the cap, I got to tip my cap to Anthony Edwards, man. Just that dude, what he was able to do last night, come back to, really push to play, did come off the bench, but, man, what a spark in the T-Wolves. Stealing home court from the Spurs last night. So if you're a T-Wolves fan, you're probably feeling pretty pumped right now, and why wouldn't you be? You got Anthony Edwards back. You'd steal home court advantage, game 1. They got to be playing with a ton of confidence right now. A ton of confidence. So, yeah, I got to hand it to them. It's feeling kind of similar. Not fully there, but it does have some sort of Bucks 2021 vibes here a little bit. And obviously I'm talking about, with Giannis, with his knee bruise and knee injury, and then him coming back and that sort of thing. But, well, still a long season yet, or long series yet, so we'll see how it goes here. But Wild fans are probably getting pumped for tonight, hoping that their team can even up this series against the Colorado Avalanche. So that puck for Game 2 will drop tonight. So we got a few more texts here. This is from Ben. Ben saying, really excited to see Jackson Chourio hit the cover off the ball last night. He was tattooing that thing. Hopefully he is a spark that can get this offense going. Another texter, Tim, says, definitely agree that I overlooked the Cardinals and I should know better because we should never, ever, ever overlook the Cardinals. We'll get back to some more of your messages here in just a little bit. We'll wrap it up with Morgan. Good morning, Morgan.
Hey, Casper, what's the latest?
I got nothing. How about you?
You always got something.
I got nothing.
We're going to do some quick hit grind my gears stuff that you can answer in whatever way that you want to.
Okay.
Homework. Waste of time or good investment after school?
Well, I never did it, so waste of time.
Okay, why not? Were you one of those kids who never had any, or you just...
I had them. I crammed it in the morning before.
Oh, okay. Because you strike me as a get it done kind of guy.
I've changed that way, and now I do homework. No, I was always very last minute.
What was your least favorite subject in school?
Math.
By far?
Oh, yeah.
Still?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, same. I don't understand people that like math. No. It doesn't add up.
Nope.
It's very sketchy. Social media, making us less social or more social?
Less.
Okay, so here's the phenomenon, I think. Do you have noticed this maybe with like Hudson and the younger generation? They don't have like best friends, or does he?
No, I would agree with that.
Because I feel like, Siggy, you growing up, you had a best friend. Mm-hmm. Now, whether or not that was just because you lived in the middle of the country and there were limited options for kids, so you found a best friend and you stuck with it, or if it was because you hung out, you were forced to hang out. I feel like kids now, they'll just have the phone on and just chat casually or set the phone up and go about their day and people are there. And I think they count that as interaction. but it's not the same as hanging out in person.
I could buy that.
So do you think it's a benefit or a detriment to have social media in your life? Because in some ways,
it's a detriment overall. If I had to pick one, I think it's a detriment
versus hanging out in real life.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
Yep.
You can't go on a bike ride over the phone.
Yeah,
that
go
kind
outside.
Of thing. What do we think about pineapple on pizza?
No.
What?
Nope.
Ever?
Nope.
Drugs. Should all drugs be legalized?
No.
What should be legalized?
I have no idea.
You're too old to see what's in style?
With my wife's job, I'm going to say no. So.
Okay, what about this? Should schools ban mobile phones?
Yes.
Completely ban?
Yes.
What about the argument that you need to be in touch with your kids?
No.
Okay.
Trust your teachers.
Should umpires talk to the crowd?
Yeah, tell them to knock it off.
Okay, so I only say this because we were in Somerset last night for a game, and the umpire was, for lack of a better word, like sort of charming, like was turning around and interacting with